Indeed, a warm welcome to the Legends edition. My name is Yambo. On the sign language tonight is Byron Abuli. Calls to end tribal politics take center stage amidst realignments in the political arena. All that will be coming up in this bulletin tonight. But first, a look at what's coming up.
Every one of you will be covered under Social Health Insurance Fund.
Strengthening grassroots healthcare. Inside President William Ruto's bag of goodies for community health promoters. Mount Kenya is a solid cog in government. DP Kithure Kindiki says vote-rich region will remain united under the Kenya Kwanza administration. Another moment of glory, Kenya rallies behind Harambee Starlets as they triumphantly return to the continental stage tomorrow. Catch all the WAFCON action in Morocco exclusively on KBC Channel 1. Thank you once again for making the time for us tonight. Let's begin the bulletin, where community health promoters across the country are set to receive a major boost as the government moves to strengthen primary health care. President William Ruto has announced that all community health promoters will be enrolled into the Social Health Authority medical insurance scheme and equipped with new smartphones and medical kits to improve service delivery. The president made the announcement when he met 8,000 community health promoters from Nairobi County at State House, Nairobi. President William Ruto praised the contribution of community health promoters in advancing preventive healthcare and connecting communities to health facilities. The president noted that since the program was launched in October 2023, more than 107,000 community health promoters have been recruited nationwide, playing a key role in early disease detection, health education, and referrals.
As the Social Health Authority coverage expands, you will educate households on their benefits, support registration and enrollment, facilitate referrals, and strengthen the preventive care that lowers the cost of health for every family and for everyone in our nation.
To motivate the frontline health workers, the head of state announced that the national government will provide medical insurance through the Social Health Authority for 390 million shillings, with county governments expected to contribute half of the amount.
Sisi tutatoa pesa milioni 390 na counties wetu watatoa nusu ya hiyo pesa, ndio hawa community health promoters kila mmoja wao awe amekuwa covered under SHA. Tumekubaliana.
He also pledged to provide the promoters with new smartphones and medical kits to improve data collection, disease surveillance, and service delivery at the household level.
Our ma-CHP wako hapa leo hawakukuwa na training, tumewatrain. Hawakutambulika, tumewatambua. Hawakukuwa na stipend, leo wako na stipend. Hawakukuwa na kits, leo wako na kits. Sasa watakuwa na SHA. Sasa wataendelea kupata kits mpya. Watapata simu mpya. Na tutapanga mambo yao ya stipend tukienda mbele.
Nairobi community health promoters have already recorded significant milestones, including registering more than 810,000 households, carried out millions of screenings for diabetes and hypertension, leading to the referral of tens of thousands of patients for specialized treatment.
Kufikia sasa, 65% ya watu wa Nairobi County tayari wamejiandikisha ndani ya SHA. Pongezi, na nyinyi wana CHP ndio mmetusaidia kutimiza kazi hiyo. Zaidi ya watu milioni 2.8 hapa Nairobi tayari wamejisajili ndani ya SHA. Mimi nasema heko kwenu, nyinyi ndio mmetusaidia kufanya hiyo kazi. Asanteni sana.
Deputy President Professor Kithure Kindiki has maintained that the Mount Kenya region is part of the government, dismissing claims that the region is split. The DP urged the region to remain united ahead of the Kenya Kwanza administration, with the Kenya Kwanza administration, insisting the region has a heartbeat, is a heartbeat away, that is, from the presidency owing to his position as the second in command. Kamche Menza has that report.
Meru County on Saturday hosted the Deputy President Professor Kithure Kindiki as he graced the 11th annual Dairy Farmers Field Day at ASK Gitoro Showground in Meru. The event offering a platform for the Deputy President, who responded to his critics who claimed that he is likely to be dropped by President Ruto as the second in command.
Mimi nimesema tutang'ang'ania huku ndani. Si namna hiyo? Najua wengine wanauliza sijui next year itakuwaje? Next year kutakaa tu hivi. Yeah, there are no changes. It will be like this. Itakuwa hivi the way it is sahi. Next year itakuwa hivyo. Alafu namna hii, alafu rais huko namna hii, alafu namna hii.
Kindiki told Meru residents to continue backing the Kenya Kwanza administration, even as he called on retired President Uhuru Kenyatta to reciprocate the support he and President Ruto accorded him while in power.
Unajua mzee Kiraitu, hakuna mtu mwingine ako na CV ambayo uko nayo. Hata mimi sijafikisha hapo. What you do, wenda utafute rais mstaafu Uhuru Kenyatta, ni kiongozi wetu, umwambie muzungumze, ndio sasa kama watu ambao mmestaafu muhakikisha kwamba hii jamii imekaa vile tuliipata. Hatuwezi kukubali hii jamii ya area hii iongee kwa lugha tofauti. Tutaongea lugha moja, na lugha ambayo tutaongea ni lugha ya two term. Salamu ya watu ya Mitungu, salamu ya watu ya Mitungu.
At the same time, while officially opening the Meru Maziwa Millers animal feed factory in Mitungu, Kindiki told the region to remain united and resist calls for its split, as re-electing President Ruto would guarantee the region's accession to power once again.
Si Rais Ruto sahi ni rais already. Si amebakisha tu term moja. Si next year tunampatia ndio amalize, aende retire, aungane na Uhuru Kenyatta. Niseme nisiseme.
The DP fired a warning shot to the opposition, alleging that they were concentrating on political rhetoric. Kamche Menza for Legends Edition.
To some politics now, where National Assembly Speaker Moses Wetangula has urged Kenyan leaders to reject tribal politics and embrace national unity, warning that divisive rhetoric risks dragging the country back into ethnic divisions. Speaking in Kilgoris, Narok County, Wetangula said political competition should never breed hatred, violence or tribal animosity. Meanwhile, Interior and National Administration CS, that is Kipchumba Murkomen, announced that the government would not relent on cracking down on goons disrupting political meetings, and have arrested close to 100 people in connection with separate attacks in the country.
Nyinyi ni watoto wa His Excellency William Samoei. Nyinyi ni watu wa William Samoei, na huyo ndiye tunachagua, na msiuziwe uoga na mtu yeyote.
Mheshimiwa William Ruto, Mulia atakupa kura, na mimi nakuja kuomba Wamasai mpatie William Ruto kura ili Mheshimiwa Ruto aendelee kusukuma kudumu la kwenda mbele.
Mimi ningependa niulize, tukiwa hapa Kilgoris, nyinyi vitengo vya usalama pamoja na NCIC, kama tutakuwa na nchi ambaye viongozi wanaita wengine wasaliti, ambaye wananchi wanazuiwa kufanya haki yao ya kidemokrasia, nyumba zao zinawekwa X na kutishwa ili wapige kura vile wanapiga pande ile, kutakuwa na nchi kweli itabakia?
Kama ujiandikisha, enda ujiandikishe. Wakati ikifika, tulete tofauti ambayo inatakikana kwa kusukuma rais wetu ambaye miaka 5 hii mnakwisha ile kazi amefanya inaonekana.
Tumekubaliana na IG kwamba a special team ya askari watatolewa kutoka Nairobi, wakuje wakae hapa wiki 3, wapigane na pombe. Wakimaliza wana hand over kwa team yenye italetwa mpya yenye itakuja police station hapa. So there will be an operation for 3 weeks kwa sehemu hii kupambana na pombe yote yenye iko sehemu hii.
Gunzi akichukulikia akianza kulia asiseme hakuabiwa. Kwa hivyo vijana wenu, wazee wale wako hapa, akina mama, vijana yenu waambie kabisa wakae mbali kabisa na hiyo, maana itakuwa kuumia. Hapo iko kuumia, si kweli? Nataka kusema hivi to the commanders. Makomanda wa polisi, mahali popote wako katika nchi yetu ya Kenya. Goons zote na gangs na criminals zote ziko area yako kama komanda, lazima umalizane na wao. Lazima wote waende jela, wakae huko.
Linda Mwananchi team has urged Western Kenya region to rally behind Senator Edwin Sifuna's presidential bid in the 2027 general elections. The team says Sifuna stands a better chance of flying the opposition's flag, even as negotiations with other parties go on. This as former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua began a 5-day popularization campaign of his DCP party in Yambo and Meru counties.
Saturday was characterized by high-octane politics as opposition factions staged rallies in various parts of the country. The Edwin Sifuna-led Mwananchi team snaked through various parts of Trans Nzoia County before holding a climax rally in Kitale town. The Sifuna-allied leaders, comprising area Governor George Natembeya, Siaya Governor James Orengo, Embakasi East lawmaker Babu Owino, Vihiga Senator Godfrey Sotsi, and other leaders telling the Western Kenya region that their voting bloc was enough to take a stab at the presidency.
Wakati ambapo tunaingia kwa uchaguzi, lazima sisi wana upinzani tutoe kiongozi mmoja apambane na huyu mtu, si ndio? Hatukosani na hatuachani. Hawa ndugu zetu wote umeona hapa wanatoka Kenya nzima, lazima tutatembea pamoja.
Hao walifikiri kwamba Natembeya atapigana na Sifuna. Wameronga chini, si ndio? Sisi hatuwezi kupigana.
They castigated the Orange Democratic Movement for hosting Sifuna as the party secretary general.
Mimi nasema hivi, Sifuna ataenda kwa meza kama presidential candidate.
Tukishikana na Sifuna na Babu Owino na ndugu yangu Ososi, who can beat us?
Sifuna and his allies announced their intent for a mass exodus from ODM.
Huyu Sifuna hatakaa chini na Kalonzo Musyoka, hakae chini na Rigathi Gachagua, hakae chini na James Agri Orengo, hakae chini na Matiang'i, na hakae chini na Babu Owino.
The Linda Mwananchi team will on Sunday hold a homecoming rally for Sifuna in Bungoma on Sunday.
Watu ya Gategi.
This as former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua began a 5-day tour of Yambo and Meru counties in the Mount Kenya East region.
Nguvu yetu ni umoja wetu. Sisi watu ya Mlima Kenya, nafasi yetu ya kutafuta uongozi, ya kukinga maslahi yetu kama jamii, itawezekana tukiwa na umoja kama mlima moja na jamii moja.
Gachagua asking the residents to reject calls to split the mountain into Mount Kenya West and Mount Kenya East.
Kugawanya mlima ni kama kukata miti ya mugumo na wembe. Hatuwezi kubali mtu yeyote agawanye mlima Kenya.
Give us Minor Legends Edition.
To other news now, where survivors of police brutality and human rights defenders are calling on the government to fast-track the Public Order Management Bill in order to establish public order regulations ahead of the 2027 general elections. The human rights advocates argue that the gazettement of the regulations ahead of next year's elections will significantly reduce potential human rights violation incidents. And as Weekly Focus now reports, the advocates against human rights abuses have formed a nationwide movement dubbed the Kenya Champions of Justice to help amplify advocacy efforts.
Victims of police brutality drawn from across Kisumu and neighboring counties converged in Kisumu for a week-long capacity building on advocacy against use of excessive force by security agencies while managing demonstrations.
What is very common with Kisumu or this area are issues to do with maandamano or protests that have been criminalized, and so we have so many survivors who are bearing the scars of those periods. So these survivors have come together and they have decided they will not go away. The fact that their cases either have concluded in court, they've buried their loved ones, they will not go away, and they want to reclaim their voice so that this does not continue happening in their communities.
Led by the International Justice Mission, the human rights defenders called for the fast-tracking of the Public Order Management Bill that will facilitate the establishing of demonstrations-related regulations ahead of the 2027 general elections.
Kwa sababu saizi hata tukiangalia kuna watu wanapotea, maybe unasikia Subaru imechukua mtu, imepotea naye, hatujui penye amepelekwa, na tukiangalia kwa sheria zetu, hakuna sheria yenye inaweza shika maybe huyo askari amshtaki kwa maneno kama hayo. Sasa hivi tunaomba serikali na wabunge sasa wenye wanataka kusimama wakikuja kwetu kuomba kura, hiyo ndio kwanza kitu tunataka wapitishe hiyo.
Victims of police brutality across the country were urged to amplify their advocacy efforts through the Kenya Champions of Justice, a national movement seeking to empower survivors of violent handling of demonstrations.
And kujoin kikundi imenisaidia sana. Nimejua rights zangu na nimejua pia kuna wale wengine waliodhulumiwa na wajui pali pa kuenda. Niko na hiyo uwezo wa kuambia chenye wanaweza kufanya.
The survivors were further challenged to utilize the social justice centers across the country for psychosocial support. Reporting for Channel 1 from Kisumu County, I am Wycliffe Okage.
On that note, let's take our first commercial break. I'll be back with more news.
Life changes, and so can your insurance. In the event you are unable to pay your life insurance premiums for some reason, and you have paid your premiums for at least 3 years, don't worry. Your premiums haven't gone to waste. Your policy may remain in force under paid-up value, giving you reduced but valuable cover with no extra premium payments. It is recommended that you do not cancel your policy before maturity to receive the full benefits of your policy. Talk to your insurance company in the event you have challenges paying your insurance premium. Read and understand the terms and conditions of your policy. This message is brought to you by the Insurance Regulatory Authority, IRA. IRA. Bima bora kwa taifa.
Now, retirement can be a season of change. It can be a season of freedom or uncertainty.
I had a bit of challenge with finances. For one, I was used to my money, paying my bills, and then having to ask my spouse, oh, I need to go somewhere. Can you spare me 2K, 1K? And that was quite humbling.
Yeah. I was at a place where I was saying, now I am not running after sales and marketing out here. I'm redirecting my energy elsewhere. Can we have proper conversation?
Emotionally, as you're saying, retiring as a deputy principal where you're used to people recognizing you, and I went back to the estate and you're called Mama so and so and not Madam.
Not Madam. We redefine retirement and start a very active life. At the age of 70, you look back and say, all has been meaningless, chasing after the wind. What am I bequeathing myself And that's why you said, even family, sometimes children leave. And you are left a desperate woman in the house. You don't know even what to do. You have no relationships in church or in the society or anything.
Kajiado Entasuba. Ni habari njema kwa wakazi wa Kajiado. Burdan tunayo. Nosim FM sasa inavuma kupitia masafa yetu mapya ya 105.7.
Kitabautwa County Olkejuado.
Pata uhondo na burdan kemkem kwa lugha unayoienzi ya Kimaa. Ukiwa na Manga, Rongai, Mashuru, Kitengela, Ilbisil, Kiserian, Ngong au hata Isinya, stesheni ya Nosim FM inakupakulia mambo yote kupitia 105.7. Ni mwamko mpya na Nosim FM 105.7 Kajiado County.
Nosim FM Osimlino.
Welcome back to the Legends Edition. We continue with the news. We focus on health, where a family from Mombasa County is appealing to well-wishers to help them raise 1.5 million shillings to enable their 13-year-old son undergo life-changing treatment after a brutal assault at school left him with permanent hearing loss and severe neurological complications. The family says the attack, which occurred 3 years ago, marked the beginning of a painful medical journey that has forced them to make costly trips to Nairobi in search of specialized treatment. Let's get more with Jacqueline Masharia.
What began as an ordinary school day for Benaya Mwendwa turned into a nightmare that continues to haunt him and his family. A medical report from the Coast General Teaching and Referral Hospital shows that Benaya sustained severe injuries into the base of his skull after he was assaulted at school in 2023.
They were learning about floaters and sinkers. And now they were doing a practical. There was basins of water, balloons, bottle tops, and all that. So the teacher told them to inflate the balloons and draw something on them. So in the process of drawing this, he started playing with his friend, drawing on his balloon, and the friend drawing back on his balloon. And then now the teacher realized the two are playing. It happened that it's Benaya who started drawing on his friend's balloon. So the teacher made him to kneel down in front of the class and slapped him over 7 slaps. And then from there, he started having a headache.
Benaya currently relies on hearing aids as he awaits cochlear implant surgery, a procedure expected to offer him the best chance of restoring his hearing and improving his quality life.
The doctors in India said before they can even think of a cochlear implant, they need to ascertain that the ears, the bones and everything are able to support that cochlear implant, because they were saying from one of the MRIs, they saw that it was saying there is like thickening of the bone or something.
The family is now appealing to well-wishers to help raise 1.5 million shillings to cater for the surgery, medication and continued treatment, hoping the operation will enable the teenager to return to school and rebuild his future.
I wish that Kenyans of goodwill would support us and help us accord Bena the medical treatment he needs, and I'm praying to God that he gets back his hearing.
Well-wishers wishing to support Benaya Mwenda's treatment can send their contribution through pay bill number 3030303, account number 204-176-4204, or via mobile number 0712094118. Jacqueline Masharia for Legends Edition.
Well, if you can give a helping hand to that family, it will go a long way in getting their child or their son to get the medical treatment that he desperately needs. Now let's move on, where students of Buchenya Secondary School, Butere Girls School, National School, Butere Boys and Mabole Boys Secondary School from Kakamega County had a time of their life on Saturday as they freely interacted and mingled with their favorite Kenya Broadcasting Corporation's Radio Taifa presenters. Kenya's premier Kiswahili radio station pitched camp at Butere Girls National School for a live broadcast of the Ramani ya Kiswahili program that airs every Saturday from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Achola Simon has that report.
It was a day to remember for students from 4 schools in Butere sub-county of Kakamega County as they converged at Butere Girls National School to participate in their favorite radio program, Ramani ya Kiswahili, that airs on 92.9 FM between 6 a.m. and 10 a.m.
Imekuwa ni ushirikiano mkubwa wa shule nyingi. Kulikuwa na Buchenya, shule ya mabinti, kumekuwa na vijana ama kipenda wavulana wa Mabole, shule ya Mabole, vile vile kuna shule ya wasichana ya Butere ambao ndio wamekuwa wenyeji wetu.
We have programs that cater for the students. We have Ramani ya Kiswahili, and that's why we are here today doing the show live, and we've had so much talent showcased. We have so many students who've been here from 4 different schools, so we've had so much fun.
Siku nzuri, manake yale yote nimeweza kushuhudia yamekuwa ya manufaa sana, haswa kile kitengo cha Ramani ya Kiswahili. Nimeona imeweza kuwasisimua wanafunzi kwa kuweza kukumbushwa yale ambao huwa wanasoma darasani katika somo la Kiswahili.
The students also freely interacted with their favorite radio presenters from KBC Radio Taifa.
Today we were lucky to get the journalists from KBC who came, and we really enjoyed, especially the part of uchambuzi wa fasihi. We really enjoyed, and we would like you to come back again.
It was not all learning and no play, as the students had an opportunity to showcase their talent in various areas. The Ramani ya Kiswahili broadcast was the last activity of the 2-day fun engagement tour. On Friday, Radio Taifa presenters carried out corporate social responsibility activities, including donating food and non-food items to students at Malava Special School and Msala Comprehensive School. Later in the evening, they hosted Rumba Night at Havana Lounge along Kisumu-Kakamega Highway. Achola Simon, Legends Edition, Kakamega County.
And women in Islam have been encouraged to be on the forefront in the pursuit of knowledge. Speaking during the Ahmadiyya Muslim Community's 60th annual convention at the United Kingdom, Ahmadiyya spiritual leader Hazrat Mirza Masroor said the acquiring of knowledge is one of the fundamental rights in Islam and a key to religious society.
Islamic regions and countries prohibiting education for women have been encouraged to aid access to knowledge as a means of fostering development. Ahmadiyya spiritual leader Hazrat Mirza Masroor says denying women the right to education is against fundamentals of Islam that encourages believers to explore and acquire knowledge.
And remember, ladies should not wait the gentlemen or the men to answer the objections on their behalf. Rather, they have to stand up. You also have to stand up and attain knowledge.
Speaking during the Ahmadiyya Muslim Community's 60th annual convention at the United Kingdom, His Holiness Hazrat Mirza Masroor says limited access to education amounts to infringement on basic human rights.
Hazrat Aisha radiallahu ta'ala an, who was the wife of the Holy Prophet, most of the knowledge we have in Islam today, it is obtained from Hazrat Aisha.
Learn half faith from Aisha. So just imagine how important it is to have girls or ladies being educated.
At the same time, governments have been encouraged to adequately fund women education to give a level playing field in pursuit of career opportunities. The Ahmadiyya spiritual leader says science is an integral part of Islam since it was prophesied in the holy books, urging women to be part of science and technology to fit in the modern world.
Wanawake Waislamu wakipata elimu wanaweza wakakuza taifa.
kwa sababu unakuta kwamba mama ana muda mrefu sana anakukaa na watoto kuliko hata baba. Kwa hivyo wakina mama wa Kiislamu wakipata elimu wanaweza kuchangia katika economy, yani uchumi.
Globally, Mansour has called for tolerance and understanding, a move he says will reduce conflicts. This year's spiritual convention is projected to attract 40,000 visitors from across the globe. Benson Rioba, reporting for Legends Edition.
I look now at news making headlines in the counties, where Uriri constituency in Migori County is set for expanded electricity access following the newly launched government-led last-mile electricity connectivity project. Cabinet Secretary for Energy Opiyo Wandayi launched electricity connectivity projects at Maraga Village in North Kanyamkago and commissioned the last-mile connection projects at Lower Suka Village in central Kanyamkago. This and other stories in our County News Roundup.
Speaking while launching last-mile electricity connectivity projects, Energy Cabinet Secretary Opiyo Wandayi said the government had allocated more than 2 billion Kenyan shillings to strengthen electricity infrastructure in Migori County and announced additional investments in power infrastructure.
Nina hakika ya kwamba tukiendelea mbele hata zile vijiji ambazo zimebaki nyuma zitakuwa na stima. Kama Lower Suka ndio Siboro Modi na Suka Dam na zingine ambazo ziko kwa giza hivi karibuni zitapata stima.
Separately, Kirinyaga County Commissioner Shufa Mujuma Omar has called on young people to refrain from alcoholism, drug abuse and suicide, while urging churches to intensify efforts to combat sexual and gender-based violence.
We pray and cry as women of Kirinyaga County to have our youth refrain from alcoholism and drug abuse, Amen. Which is also a cardinal role, my responsibility as the County Commissioner of Kirinyaga.
Meanwhile, Teso North Member of Parliament Oku Kaunya has urged young people to embrace consultation and uphold the values that have kept the Teso community united. He further called on political leaders to exercise responsibility by allowing democratic competition to thrive without exploiting unemployed youth for unlawful activities.
We have a political duel. Let's argue it out. Let's convince the public that you are good, that you have good policies. But let us not use the youth, because a lot of youth who are unemployed are really disadvantaged because they don't have funds. So little money given to the youth causes a lot of problems and a lot of damage.
Finally, the Kirinyaga County government has concluded a 4-day plot verification exercise covering 17,000 acres in the contentious South Ngariama scheme, Mwea East. The initiative aims to identify legitimate landowners and resolve long-standing disputes in the area.
So we have people, as they present their documents, they'll swear an affidavit and they'll record a statement, so that if you've presented any documents and they are not genuine, you will have lied under oath. Do you know the legal repercussions for that?
Reporting for Legends Edition, I'm Joy Naomi.
Well, and from the counties, we now want to head into sports. Daniel Ohome is in studio to take you through what's happening in the world of sports. Daniel, take over.
Well, thank you very much, Marie. And, we start in Kisumu, where the Kisumu All-Stars Football Club has benefited from a donation of a 33-seater bus from President William Ruto through George Ruto 82 Sports Foundation, delivering the bus to the National Super League side on Saturday in Kisumu. George Ruto said the foundation remains committed to the growth of football in the country by supporting talent growth at grassroots level. These efforts, he said, are aligned to the government's broader strategy to enable talented Kenyans realize their full potential. With the delivery of the bus, which has since been christened Otenga, the logistics challenges that have dogged Kisumu All-Stars for a long time have been resolved.
The bus is a significant tool for the team because Kisumu All-Stars participates in the National Super League, the NSL, that needs them to travel all over the country, as far as Turkana, Mombasa, Kirinyaga, Nairobi, and they are based here in Kisumu. So luckily for them, or luckily for Kenyans in general, we have a president who understands the youth, a president who wants to help, who sees talent, who sees possibilities everywhere. And so when Mahesh here was given the assignment and it was passed down to me, I made sure we were able to deliver the bus in good time. It's a 33-seater bus.
This will open ways, and it's not only Kisumu All-Stars that will benefit from this. This will benefit other teams, especially when Kisumu All-Stars are not playing. So it's a big boost to the sports, especially football teams in this constituency and in this county.
And Team Kenya endured another difficult day at the 2026 Commonwealth Games in Glasgow, Scotland, suffering defeats in the lone bowls, 3x3 men's basketball, as well as the men's wheelchair basketball. In the women's pairs bowls, Kenya lost 2-0 to Canada, while Anwar Hamada was beaten 2-0 by Canada's Ryan Bester in the men's singles. Kenya's men's 3x3 basketball team narrowly fell 19-16 to Singapore in Pool B, while the women's team lost 21-5 to Uganda after an earlier win of 16-14 over Fiji. In the men's 3x3 wheelchair basketball team also suffered a 16-3 defeat to Canada as Kenya continues its quest for glory in Glasgow. And the Confederation of African Football has officially confirmed the final squads of the 2026 Women's Africa Cup of Nations, including the Harambee Starlets, who are all set to kick off their return to the continental stage tomorrow against the hosts, Morocco. Daniel Mwenda has the story.
Harambee Starlets are set to make their second appearance at the Women's African Cup of Nations after a decade-long wait, having finalized their preparations for the tough Group A campaign. Starlets have been drawn alongside host Morocco, whom they'll face tomorrow at 11 p.m. before taking on Senegal and concluding the group stage against Algeria. Head coach Beldin Odemba has expressed confidence in her squad's readiness for the tournament, saying her match will be treated like a final as Kenya aims to make history by reaching the knockout stage for the first time.
We've been honoring all the FIFA calendars. What has worked for us is being able to honor the calendars, to meet other teams that are fairly ranked, to improve in our ranking. However, it's not so big improvement, but at least there is something. And from that, we really learn a lot.
Starlets have made significant progress since their last appearance and now ready for Group A challenge, which officially gets underway with the opening match between Senegal and Algeria.
As a player, the technical bench, they've already done everything, so it's our part. Tomorrow, may the best team win.
South Africa begin their Group B campaign against Tanzania, Ivory Coast and Burkina Faso. Group C features Egypt, Malawi, defending champions Nigeria and Zambia, while Group D comprises of Cameroon, Cape Verde, Ghana and Mali. The tournament also serves as a qualifier for the 2027 FIFA Women's World Cup in Brazil, with the 4 semi-finalists earning automatic qualification. Don't miss the excitement of the tournament live on KBC Channel 1 starting tomorrow, July 26th.
Did you know that you can purchase a last expense insurance for you and your loved ones? Consider purchasing this insurance policy to avoid unnecessary stress and fundraising when you lose a loved one. The policy covers funeral-related expenses, thus easing the burden of losing a loved one. Now you know. Read and understand the terms and conditions of your policy. This message is brought to you by the Insurance Regulatory Authority, IRA. IRA, Bima Bora kwa Taifa.
Many workers access their retirement benefits when switching jobs, unaware of the impact it has on their future. Taking out your retirement savings too soon reduces the income you will have when you retire, leaving your future less secure. Have you thought about the lifestyle or income you want to retire with? The earlier you start saving, the better. And the more you save, the more secure your future will be. Increase your savings today and live your golden years the way you've always dreamed. For more information, visit our website www.rba.go.ke, call our toll-free line 0800-720-300 or email info@rba.go.ke. Secure your future. Secure your peace of mind. RBA, safeguarding your retirement benefits.
Sasa unaweza kupokea stesheni ya KBC Eastern Service kwa njia iliyomurwa baada ya KBC kuboresha na kuwekeza mitambo mipya ya kisasa ya kupeperusha matangazo. Pata matangazo kwa lugha ya Burji kila siku kuanzia saa 11 asubuhi hadi saa 4 asubuhi. Rendile Service itakuwa hewani kuanzia saa 4 asubuhi hadi saa 9 jioni. Kisha matangazo kupitia lugha ya Kiborana itachukua usukani kuanzia saa 9 hadi saa 2 usiku. Kutufungia jamvi ni Turukana Service watakaopeperusha matangazo yao kuanzia saa 2 usiku hadi saa 6 usiku. KBC Eastern Service inapatikana Lodwar na maeneo yaliyo karibu kupitia 98.3 FM. Na kwa wasikilizaji wa Burji, Rendile na Borana waliomo Marsabit na maeneo jirani, KBC Eastern Service inapatikana kwa mita bendi 98.7 FM.
And welcome back to Legends Edition Sport. FKF Premier League champions Gor Mahia kicked off their Sekafa Kagame Cup campaign on a resounding note when they hammered Rwandi's side APRFC by 5-0 in their Group A match at the Amahoro Stadium. The Charles Akunor-led team opened the scoring through Michael Kibwage in the 34th minute before Patrick Esombe added a second 1 minute later. Polo Koth of Yambo made it 3-0 after 73 minutes after the arrival of the president of Rwanda, Paul Kagame. Leslie Otieno and Ebenezer Asifua Inkum added 2 more goals later to seal the rout. Gor Mahia will now face Vipers of Uganda on Monday. Vipers Sports Club beat Guard of Djibouti by 3-0 in their opening match. Well, Tusker FC is the other Kenyan side in that tournament, and they will be playing tomorrow. Let's move on to volleyball, where the stage is set for an exciting final showdown of the Mozart Kenya Cup volleyball tournament after Kenyan Pipeline and KCB secured Hartford victories in the semi-final deciders to book a final date at the Kasarani Indoor Arena in the men's competition. Chema also secured a spot in the final after they overcame Kenya Prisons by 3-1 in an entertaining semi-final encounter.
Kenya Pipeline produced a commanding performance in the semi-finals, sweeping aside DCI in straight sets. Pipeline claimed the match 3-0 with sets of 29-27, 25-16 and 25-18, underlining their title ambitions with a dominant display. KCB, on the other hand, had to dig deeper in a thrilling 5-set contest against Kenya Prisons. The Bankers edged out their rivals 3-2 after winning the decisive 5th set 15-12. The full set scores were 25-22, 22-25, 25-19, 22-25, and 15-12, sealing KCB's players in what promises to be a mouth-watering final. In the men's competition, Chema also secured a spot in the final after defeating Kenya Prisons 3-1 in an entertaining semi-final encounter. The finals will be played tomorrow at the same venue.
And the Kenya Sports Association for the Visually Impaired, KESAVA, is conducting trials at the Nyayo Stadium to select a 16-member team that will represent the country at the upcoming Africa Blind Football Championship, scheduled for October this year in Egypt.
Kenya is set to make its mark on the continental stage after beginning selection process for a 16-player squad for the Africa Blind Football Championship set for October.
Tutakaochaguliwa naomba waendelee kutia bidii na pia niko na ujumbe kwa nikishukuru serikali kwa vile imekuwa ikitufadhili. Serikali imekuwa ikifanya jambo njema sana.
It is possible as long as we put more effort, we train thoroughly and ensure that everything is in place, we are able to make it.
The team, comprising 8 men and 8 women, will be aiming for continental glory as well as qualification for the 2028 Los Angeles Paralympic Games, with the championship serving as the official African qualifier.
Natamani kucheza si hapa tu, like nifike mbali na game.
My message to someone who is VI outside there should come to field, train, acheze kama akona potential. Juu pia squeezy games zinapeleka wasembali.
Qualified national teams expected to compete include host Egypt, Morocco, Mali, Ivory Coast, Nigeria and South Sudan, among others.
Wangu sana ni kwa county governments tunafaa kukuwa na mikakati ya kuhakikisha kwamba vile vipaji tunaweza kuvitambua kule mashinani, ndiposo kukikuwa na trial kama hii inafaa hapa saizi ingelikuwa kila county iko na teams.
The African Championship will be used as a qualifier for the 2028 Los Angeles Paralympic Games, with Team Kenya seeking to show a glittering performance in Egypt. Reporting for Legends Edition from Nyayo National Stadium in Nairobi, my name is Frederick Mwoki.
I'm sure you heard the phrase VI in that story. VI means visually impaired, and they have been called to go and participate in football. You know what they do in that football? They just make sure that there are rings, ball bearings that are inside there, and as the ball moves, you can get the direction of it. That's how it works. Very simple. So if you're visually impaired and you want to play football, you're welcome. The space is there for you. Moving on is that Kenya may have missed out on the podium in the 1,500 meters for both men and women at the 2024 World Athletics Under-20 Championships in Lima, Peru. But the current quartet of athletes is ready to change the narrative as they head to Eugene, Oregon for the 21st edition, to be staged from the 5th to the 9th of next month in the United States of America.
Kenya won both titles in 2022 in Cali, Colombia through Reynold Cheruyot and Brenda Chebet, but missed out on the podium positions at the 2024 edition in Peru. Reigning African Under-18 champion Karen Chepchirchir from Nala Track Club and Josephine Sembeyo from Magnolia Athletics Camp will fly the Kenyan flag in the 3.5 lap race this year.
This is my first time.
In the men's event, 2025 African Youth Games champion David Kapaiko and Wilson Chepkwech are tasked with the significant challenge of re-establishing Kenya's presence on the global youth stage in Oregon.
Kwa hivyo pia nani nitaweza leta goal. Hata najua hapo ni world si rahisi, lakini niko na hope na niko na faith, kila kitu itakuja kwa Mungu.
Sembeyo, who began running 4 years ago, believes her outstanding performance this year, culminating with a victory at the national trials, will deliver her pursuit of a global medal.
Mwaka imekuwa vizuri zaidi. Mimi kwa kukata team my first time, and then kungangana huko ili nisirudi bure.
Kapaiko, hailing from Mashuru, Kajiado County, is keen to emulate world bronze medalist Reynold Cheruyot, but first aims to reduce his time to 3 minutes and 33 seconds.
Ndio nilikuwa nimeona for mistake yangu ilikuwa tu finishing, ilikuwa kwa hivyo hiyo 200 nikipiga 200 nitakuwa best na nitakuwa hope itakuwa maneno itakuwa sawa.
Wilson Chepkwech, after balancing between 800 meters and 1500 meter events, has settled on the 3.5 lap race and is now targeting both a world record and a medal in the US.
800 nilikuwa natafuta speed, then nikarudi nikaanza kukimbia 15 sasa nikakimbia my first time last year, nikaenda hadi East Africa. Mi niko na 340.
All the 4 athletes share the ambition of reaching the podium at the 2028 Los Angeles Olympic Games.
Ningetamani kuwa na best, nikuje na best time, nikuje na medal. Itakuwa vizuri nikuje na kitu ndo niache jina yangu vizuri huko under 20.
Head coach Robert Ngisrei is confident in the team which is set to leave the country early next month for the Global Championship.
Mwaka huu Mungu akitusaidia tuko na zaidi ya 10 kwa jumla. Tunataka turudi mahali tulikuwa. Tunataka zaidi ya 10. Hata kama Amerika wako nyumbani, tutapambana.
In the 2024 of the World Under-20 Athletics edition, Kenya secured 5th place with a total of 7 medals, 3 gold, 3 silvers and a bronze.
Got the fear of missing out? Want to keep up with all the latest entertainment news and latest celebrity gossip? From the latest rumors to popping events to the newest fashion trends, here is where you get all the tea or juice when it comes to entertainment, and you get it served on time. All that and so much more on Grapevine every single Monday from 10 p.m. and a rerun every Tuesday from 2 p.m. only on KBC Channel 1. Remember, if you did not see it on Grapevine, then it most probably never happened.
And welcome back to Legends Edition Sport. Now, the Kenya national men's and women's under-18 teams got off to a disappointing start in the FIBA Zone 5 AfroBasket qualifiers when they lost their opening matches as the competition got underway today in Cairo, Egypt. The men's team were thrashed 80. And defending champions Strathmore Leos were handed a reality check in their opening match of the Prince Louis 7th SportPesa National 7 Circuit Series at the Nakuru Athletic Club as their quest for the quarterfinal places kicked off in earnest. Leos were stunned 19-14 by Masinda Muliro University of Science and Technology, who booked their quarterfinal place after an unbeaten run in entertaining fixtures in Group B, with last year's runners-up KCB brushing past nondescript 29-12 to book their place with 100% record. Masinda Muliro University of Science and Technology will face Kenya Harlequin in the quarterfinals. Kabras Sugar, who beat Mwamba 26-12 in one of the matches, also progressed to the last 8, where they will face Daystar Falcons, who thrashed Kisumu RFC 41-0. In other matches of the day, Kenya Harlequin beat Embu RFC 26-7, while Nakuru RFC were beaten 12-7 by Kenyatta University's Black Blood, who capped off round 1 with a quarterfinal berth against Nondis after a seamless campaign. And more than 100 swimmers were honored for their outstanding performances during the Nairobi County Swimming Association Awards Gala held as the county celebrated another successful season of competitive swimming. The awards gala brought together swimmers, coaches, parents and officials to celebrate excellence and encourage continued development of the sport.
Among the stars recognized was Adia Mwendehe, who finished the runners-up in the girls 8 to 9 years category after an impressive campaign that highlighted the depth of emerging talent in the sport. In the boys 16 to 24 years category, Sean Odera claimed the overall title, beating Nathan Balua, who finished second, while Alex Wanaswa completed the podium in third place.
Such events like the award gala that we're having here, it gives a lot of motivation, specifically I feel like for kids and like for us sports people in general, like athletes and everyone, like it helps a lot.
It's just to make sure that we celebrate and recognize the hard work they have put in, the excellence, motivation, encouragement they put in, and therefore it's very important for them to continue being there to motivate and inspire others.
The ladies category saw Darlene and Faye crown the overall winner ahead of Sylvia Njagi in the second place, with Daisy Iano finishing third after a consistent season in the poll.
We look at performance throughout the year. Performances we've had about 15 galas. We look at average how they've been performing throughout the year, who is the top in terms of ranking. We'll look at the strokes, breaststroke, butterfly, freestyle, how they've been able to perform throughout the year.
Well, the intended impact is to inspire other swimmers and to inspire these particular ones to aim higher. But you've seen that if you watch carefully, you realize that our swimmers are very young. The category before 14 years and under, there are very many.
Swimming has been my passion for long, so I just need to show up early in the morning for training and spare my weekend, because it's also, I believe that it's part and parcel of everything that I get to do, because apart from even teaching me how to be disciplined in other areas of my life, it gives me it takes off the extra energy and allows me to do other things.
Put your mind to something and you'll be able to conquer whatever it is that you are supposed to get through. Everything is hard if you decide it's hard, but once you decide you can do it, you always can do it.
The awards gala brought together swimmers, coaches, parents and officials to celebrate excellence and encourage continued development of the sport.
And Visa Dolphin Swimming Club has concluded its selection trials ahead of next month's National Swimming Gala, with the club naming a strong squad that will represent it at the prestigious competition. The trials held at Westlands Primary School brought together swimmers from different age categories who competed for places in the final team. Among those who secured a place in the team is Nadia Washira, who will represent Visa Dolphins at the National Championships after an impressive performance during the trials. Others are Peter Mumbura and Jewel Madenge.
We are definitely pushing each athlete to ensure that we're in a position to definitely perform. And number two, I can pretty much guarantee you that we're working on an environment that nurtures the high performance training program.
We are in pre-season training. The season is starting next month, this time next month I believe. So today's session has been pretty intense. I can literally feel my legs right now. It's been intense, but we are hoping for the best.
We pushed each other, we trained hard, we practiced and practiced. Hopefully, as we go to the gala, hopefully we'll do well.
And Visa Dolphins has actually helped me out doing a lot and doing a lot of meets. And I actually qualified my first nationals with Visa Dolphins swim team.
Swimming and the experience good, and I'm happy.
Now, for many people, Scrabble is simply a board game played at home with family and friends. But beyond the living room, it has evolved into a highly competitive mind sport where success depends on strategy, vocabulary, speed, and mental endurance. Just like chess, it tests logic and planning. Scrabble challenges players to think several moves ahead while building words under intense time pressure. And with this in mind, Nairobi is committed to becoming the center of that intellectual battle as Kenya hosts the World Youth Scrabble Championship for the very first time on the 7th and 8th of next month. Frederick Moki has the details.
Kenya is officially cementing its status as a powerhouse for intellectual sports, preparing to host the prestigious World Youth Scrabble Championship at Nairobi's Trademark Hotel.
So Kenya has been on the global scene for a long time. Kenya first played at the world stage in 1995. And at some point, Kenya has been world number 3. Before and also last year, Kenya was world number 3 in the adult version of the game. In Ghana. That's what you call the Westpac World English Scrabble Players Association Championship.
bringing together over 200 of the brightest young wordsmiths from more than 40 countries. The milestone marks the first time an African nation has staged the Global Youth Showcase.
In the youth sphere, Kenya has been on the scene for quite some time as well. Kenya played in 2017 in France, and thereafter we've had students representing us in Malaysia, Sri Lanka, Dubai, Thailand. We've not been really up there in terms of youth, and that's what prompted us now, the current, of course, standing on the shoulders of previous offices. This office, when it came into being or into power, our focus was on the youth.
For Scrabble Kenya President Limo Kipkemoi, this tournament is more than just a competition. It is the culmination of years of grassroots development, school outreach programs, and the deliberate push to reposition Scrabble as a high-intensity cognitive sport.
We've seen tremendous growth of Scrabble in the last 4 years. I confidently say that Kenya right now has the largest population of youth playing Scrabble in Africa. And we are the only country in Africa right now that Scrabble is played at the lowest level in all schools. Nigeria was there before us, but they only play in some states, not the whole country.
Scrabble is governed by strict rules and tactical depth. 2 players compete on a 15 by 15 grid using wooden or plastic tiles carrying different letter values and points. Players draw tiles from a bank to maintain a rack of 7 letters. Every letter has a designated point value, and landing on premium squares such as double letter, triple letter, double word, or triple word scores can exponentially multiply a player's points.
The debate about Scrabble is it's those games that defy age. So I encourage parents who their kids are playing Scrabble, they also become Scrabblers, so they can also become the first line coaches and trainers for their kids. And I think this has been seen as a winning formula in the East.
Just like chess, tournament Scrabble is played with a strict chess clock. Each player is given a set amount of time, typically 25 minutes total for an entire game. Running out of time incurs heavy point penalties, adding immense psychological and mathematical pressure to every single turn. Kenya will become the first African nation to host the World Youth Scrabble Championship, with 150 participants already confirmed participation for the August event. Frederick Mwoki for Legends Edition.
Thank you, Fred Mwoki, for that word story. Well, my name is Daniel Wahome. Thank you for being with us. And as a thank you gift to you for watching us during the World Cup, we're giving you the Women's Africa Cup of Nations. So tomorrow, 8 p.m., Senegal against Algeria, and then Hakuna Kurara, Harambee Starlets against Morocco at 11 p.m. So that's our gift to you this Sunday evening. Over to you, Marie.
Thank you so much, Wahome. I guess you said this Saturday evening, but tomorrow evening, I guess, for the WAFCON. So thank you as well for watching. My name is Marie Yambo. That is where we wrap up the Legends Edition tonight. On the Sign Language was Byron Aboli. Have a good night and stay safe.
Get ready for a captivating continental football extravaganza. KBC Channel 1 brings you exclusive coverage of the 2026 Women's Africa Cup of Nations, WAFCON. From Sunday the 26th of July to Sunday the 16th of August 2026. Welcome to Morocco! Morocco is the battleground as Nigeria defend their title against 15 other nations fighting to lift the prestigious trophy. who will be crowned Queens of African Football. Courtesy of the Ministry of Youth Affairs, Creative Economy and Sports. Watch all the action unraveling on KBC Channel 1, your true sports partner.